Hey guys, Infiniti here, and this is a video which kind of grew my channel, the original version of this. Now, this is a tips video, as you can tell by the title, for every single stat in GTA. Now, before I carry on, this is not going to be a super fast way. This is just going to be the easiest way that I have found within me doing it on my second character. Now, on the first button, in the top left hand corner, you can click for stamina. This is only if you're on PC. Now if you click there, it will take you to the part where I start talking about stamina and the fastest way to get your stamina up and the easiest way to get stamina up. Now if you go the one below it on the image, there is flying. Now this is the easiest way that I have found to get your flying up. Not necessarily the fastest way, but the easiest way that I have found, which you might find the fastest. You might have a faster way, and I'd really appreciate if you guys would comment in the description, but I'm not sure if my way is the actual fastest way. Now, the one next to stamina is shooting. Now this is the best way that I found to get my shooting up, and it should help you guys if you are also struggling to get your shooting up. Again, not necessarily the fastest way, but the best way that I have found. Now below that there is driving. Now this is the best way that I have found how to get your driving up, and all of these tips should just really help you. Now the next one is stealth. Now that is right next to shooting, if you guys can't see, if you're on a mobile maybe, and that is the best way, the fastest, and you can actually do this AFK. Way to get your stealth up, and then the one below that is swimming, which isn't a fast way to do it, but it's the best way that I have found, and it might be a very common sense way, but if you're not sure about it, you can always watch the video and it'll tell you and it'll explain that. Now the very last one is strength. Now this one is very controversial. As far as I'm aware, and I did a lot of math for it, this is still the fastest way to get your strength up. Now there's only a tiny bit of difference in it. Now if the math that I did was exact enough, there's about half an hour. Now half an hour in the length of time that it actually takes. One of them takes 2.4 hours, and I can't quite remember, I can't do the conversion in my head for the other one. Now, they still both take a very long time. It is just your preference. Now, I'll only be showing the way that I found and the way that I actually created on my original video, which there will be a link in the description if you want a more in-depth version on that. But it will be there, and you guys can use it. So you guys, we'll get into the video. You can watch it all the way through if you want to. If you're on mobile, if you look in the description, there will be a list with all the times and the different stats of what it will be, so you can go to them times, or you can click on them. I'm not sure whether you'll be on Android or iPhone, and you'll be able to go to them and it'll work for you guys. Right, now everyone, the first one is going to be stamina. Now, the easiest way that I have found to get stamina up, you either have to do it on a racing bike. I only ever tested it on a racing bike, so I'm sorry about that. I'm not sure if it works on a mountain bike. But all you have to do is click RB, I believe it is. Let me just check on my controller. Yes, it is RB. You got to click in RB and you will lean in. Now, when you're leaning in, it allows you to go faster on your bike. Now, this is what I'm saying. I'm not sure if it actually works on... Here we are, look. I just did it in the video. Not sure if it works on a mountain bike because it's a mountain bike and not a sprinting bike. But the bike's about 10 grand. It gets it up a little bit quicker. It does it faster, but not massively faster. But this is the fastest way that I have found. I don't think it works on a BMX. I'm pretty sure you just stunt when you're clicking in. But on a racing bike, I'm completely aware that this does make it a little bit faster. Now, the easiest way to get shooting up is to basically go to a shooting range. Now, this is the way that I did it, just for the fact that it gets you a tiny little bit of XP. Now, on this character, I was trying to do this with before level 10, so that's the only bonus it had for me. Now, killing people on the street, you get your cops on you, which will kill you, and it also makes your mental state rise. Now, this is the way that I did it, because you only get a tiny little bit of XP, and it gets you shooting up. Now, it's not fast at all. It's the exact same speed as what it is by punching civilians for your strength. But it does work, and it can get it up. Now, the one that I definitely recommend is using a pistol with a with a random target, should I say. Now, also the target grid works. I think I used both in this video, but they are the best way to do it. The other best way is with a minigun. Now, with a minigun, just try and aim for the center the best you can, and try and see if you guys can beat my high score. I think my high score was 4,200. It wasn't in this video, but I know that was my overall high score, which I was quite impressed by. But well, guys, we'll move on to the next one. This was the original. Now, right, okay, this one is to do golf. Now, the way that I say you should really do it is set the starting hole at 6 and the end hole to 6. Now, I didn't explain this properly on the last video. Now, the reason why you should do this is because it's the easiest one to get a hole-in-one. If you just hit it perfectly straight from the starting off point, you will get very close to the hole, and it should only theoretically take 2 hits. Now, that isn't the way you should really do it. The easiest way that I have found is hit it very hard and then hit tiny little ones, or go completely away before you get to the cap. Now, make sure you do it before you get to the cap, because as soon as you reach the cap, it'll end and you will get nothing for it. You will only get XP. Now, don't do what I did in this first demonstration. Just instantly, as you can see, there's my strength right there. I cut this bit of video up. Now, this is the fastest way that I have found. Punching civilians does work. The only problem with punching civilians that I had is that you either get the cops, should I say, and you have to lose the police, which takes time, and the civilians run away from you. Your mental state rises. There's a lot of problems with this. Whereas this, you get a little bit of RP if you really want it. I don't think you get any money, but it also gets your strength up, so it's just bonuses all around. Right, guys, stealth is a very simple one to do. All you have to do is click in on both your analog sticks, and you have to have an elastic band. Now, what you should do is, if you have a long elastic band, double wrap it. So get your elastic band, and then put it over your analog sticks. Put both of them. Put the elastic band over your analog sticks. Now, it'll make your character like that. So go into stealth mode, which you do by clicking in on LS. Now, once you're in stealth mode, like I said, put your elastic band over it. If you have a big elastic band, you might have to double it over, put it over your analog sticks, and you will start looking around. Your camera will spin around, and you will be in stealth mode. Now, I do this in your garage. Don't know why I said it like that. Do it in your garage because it is the easiest way to do it, because there is no risk of you being killed. Now, you cannot be kicked out of the game for being AFK because you are looking around like this, what it hopefully will do soon. Now, when you're looking around, it classes that you're moving around. There we are, look. And it doesn't count as you being AFK because you are moving around. Now, I wouldn't do this outside unless you're in an invite-only session, because people will no doubt come and kill you because they can. And I just wanted to demonstrate that I am in an online session and it will not kick you out. This is the best way that I found. You can also AFK. Your Xbox won't turn off. Your GTA will not crash. Go to the dashboard. And we'll move on to the next one. Right, the way you need to do it for flying is very similar to the way you did it for stealth. You need to get your elastic band, put it around your analog sticks. Now, this you can AFK for a little bit, so I'd suggest just watching a film and keep checking up. Make sure you do not fly into the world border in GTA. If you fly into the world border in GTA, your plane will just blow up, basically. It will just break down, and you won't be able to use it. So, once you put your elastic bands around this is going to be very confusing to say. You've got to put it so it's on RT. You've got to have the elastic band on RT, so it's squeezing down RT trigger. And then you need to go to the left-hand side of your controller on the Xbox. I'm not sure if it works on PS3. I do not have a PS3. And it will squeeze the trigger down. So you put one part of the elastic band over RT, as I repeat, and the other part of the elastic band over the left-hand side of the controller. Now, this will hold down the trigger, and you'll keep accelerating. And you can fly in a straight line. You can fly in a straight line, and it will get you flying up. Now, this is very slow. It's 1% every 10 minutes. So, in 100 minutes, it'll get up 10%. So, this is very slow. I'm completely aware of that. It's been 2 weeks since I've recorded this video, and I'm still working on it. This isn't super quick whatsoever. It is rather slow. But another thing I just want to say is doing stunts will not increase it at all. It will not help it. This is really the only way you can do it. Driving is very, very simple to do. Now, all you have to do is come to the motorway, be on a motorbike, and when you're on a motorbike, I definitely suggest you using the Bastille, because you can wheelie very, very well on the Bastille. Now, this is a massive key part to the whole, getting it up, because when you're wheeling, it gets you up 5 times as fast. That is just from what I've looked at. I did 2 10% tests for the exact same amount of driving on the same bike with the same stats, everything like that, and it got it up 5 times as quick, while I was wheeling. So I definitely suggest you guys doing that, and just come to the motorway, wheelie. Now, this has also got other bonuses. There's a stat which shows you, how long you've driven without crashing. Mine's like 60 miles now, thanks to doing this. So it is quite a long time. But that also shows that it takes you to drive about 60 miles to get your driving from I think mine was around 30% up to 100%. So around 60 miles, which is quite a lot of distance. But doing it this way, you can watch a film in the background. You don't really have to concentrate on it, and you kind of just get through it really quickly. Now, I would suggest doing it on a bike where you can wheelie well. So I wouldn't suggest doing it on the Akuma because it's rather hard to wheelie. But the Bastille is very easy to wheelie on, as you guys can see. And all you really have to do to wheelie, if you're not aware, is pull back on LS while you're driving forward. Just make sure you're not holding down brake. Another suggestion I do is, like with flying, just elastic band your you're driving, so that is RT. Elastic band that down so it's constantly held down and you won't really have to worry about it. And all you have to do is do the steering and the wheeling, and it's so much easier for you guys. Lungs capacity is very self-explanatory. So what would you think you have to do? You think you have to swim. That's basically it, guys. All you really have to do is swim. Now, I'd suggest coming to around where the pier is, and that's only because you've kind of got a very long straight way to go without it getting too deep, and all you really have to do is swim down. Now, if you watch my lungs capacity bar, as soon as it starts to flash red, I believe it's red, I'm not quite sure, I'm just going to have to wait. As soon as it starts to flash red, pull up to the surface. Now, that's the optimal time. Now, if any of you guys have actually been swimming, at the point where you kind of can still keep swimming in real life, but you know you've got no air left, that's kind of the time when it's red. So it's better to just go up, and it will help quite a lot, to be honest. When you go up then, it does it a lot quicker than what it does if you hold underwater. Now, there's sometimes which you do fail just because you're too far under or you don't look at it correctly, but this also helps the stamina. Now, when you're swimming, it can get your stamina up the same as when you are running, so it does help it a little bit. Doesn't help it as much as it would do if you was running or on a bike or the previous tip that I said, but it does help it a little bit. It's not as quick as the previous tip that I said, so I definitely suggest going back and looking at that, but it does help nonetheless. Alright guys, I'm just going to leave you the selection menu again, just in case you want to watch any of them again, and it will link you back to them. Again, the times will be in the description for the people that are on mobile devices, and I really do appreciate if you guys watching this. If you guys did enjoy, if it helped any of you, or if you have any friends that need help with any of the stats that I did in this video, which is all of them, I would really appreciate if you guys would share it. It took me quite a long time to edit this. It's taken me about 2 hours with all of the recording of audio and the getting of clips, and it took me quite a while to find the different tips that I shared. Now, some of them aren't instant ways to get them up. I'm completely aware of that, and I'm really sorry if you guys were looking for that. It's just the best way that I have found. I really hope you guys enjoyed. Like I said, if it did help you, I'd really appreciate sharing with your friends, and I'd really appreciate a like. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you later. Goodbye.